Amène-la là-bas, toi. Ne bagarre pas. Tu prends le piston, tu comptes.
Okay, welcome to SportsWeb Champions Insight and Mindset Moment. This is a session where we get a brief moment to talk with our sports champions and understand their mindset, perspective, and insight on both their personal and professional life. Today, we are glad to have Christine Ongare, Mami, a boxer who has represented Kenya in ladies featherweight division in major competitions. She is the first female Kenyan boxer to win a Commonwealth bronze medal in 2018 Gold Coast. She has participated in the last 3 Commonwealth Games, that is in Scotland, Gold Coast, where she won the bronze medal, and Birmingham in 2022. She has also participated in several AIBA Boxing World Championships. She was in the last Olympics, Tokyo 2020. And of course, has also participated in several continental and national championships. Again, she has a silver medal in a wardrobe, zone 3 champion. But this is just to mention a few of her accomplishments in the boxing arena. So, Christine, thank you for making your time to talk to us, and please welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, please tell me how you felt when you participated in the Tokyo Olympics 2020.
Okay, for me, it has always been my dream since when I saw Elizabeth and Diego going for I can't remember, but it was 2012, while she was the first woman to participate in the Olympics in boxing, whereby while they were camping at Kasarani, I made the effort to go and meet her on the road while they were going to the airport, whereby through the window, she gave me a flag, which inside my heart, I said that I also believe that one day I'll also be an Olympian, whereby that's what made me to work hard and hard until when my time came in 2020, whereby I qualified, which was so progressive to me.
Yeah, that was nice because
That's what I can say. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in 2012 London. I remember. I think
Yeah.
There were 2 in the team, 2 boxers or 1 boxer.
I think, yeah, she was the
There were
lady,
2.
and I think, yeah. I don't know if it was Benson Gisharu or who it was. I can't remember, because that's when I had already entered in the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you looking forward to Paris 2024?
Okay, for Paris, I wished, but as I always say that we plan, but God decides. This time the slots were not favorable.
Yeah.
Because you had only to win. For ladies, it was silver and gold. For men, it was only gold. But for female in the middle category, you had to have a gold. Whereby this time they had given us the small slots that I have never seen. But we still believe, because we still have more qualifiers in next year. Whereby with us we see it to be easy in Africa continent. But so as we didn't make it, we believe that when we go to the world, we can still achieve and make it.
Yeah, as long as you work hard and keep having hope and faith in God, as you've always worked hard, I know you can make it. But tell me, how did you start boxing, and who brought you into boxing, and what motivated you to start boxing?
Okay, it's a long story, but I'll try and make it short. Because in the beginning, I was once a footballer, but I didn't take it for too long before I got pregnant at the tender age of teenage. But that did not make me to stop there, whereby I dropped at school. After delivering, I came back but my mom decided to take me back to school. After I sat for my exams, I proceeded to secondary school, though fee was not, my mom was not that stable because I myself have been raised with a single parent. My father is another case, but it is not due to her. Like he is in a position that he was mentally sick, whereby he was not in the position to assist my mom in several things. Whereby my mom is the one. As she decided to take me back to school, he decided to remain with my kid while he was 1 month, and whereby there is this one warning that she made to me while she was taking back to school, that I'm taking you back to school so that you can learn. But if you go there and make another mistake of bringing me another child, I'll give you even with the first one. So I was so keen. I was so keen. And that was my last time to ever joke and laugh with, I can say, with men, with men, or to engage in myself in useless relationship. So after, when I was like Form 3 or Form 4, again paying, during those days you had to pay for a fee to sit for your national examination. So my mom by then also did not have the capability of paying. It was 3,040, whereby I had already learned the full year, but I could not sit for my examination. So that one still did not make me to give up, whereby during then we had acrobatic. Acrobatic was the one was that at top. But when I tried to look for a space, they only took 7 at a slot, whereby it was occupied. Still, I didn't give up. I came on in this organization known as Box Girls, whereby for there I only sat there for, it was 2 years, and decided to quit due to unavoidable circumstances. Then that's where I began my boxing till now.
Wow, that has been quite a journey, and yeah, it's good to see you still going strong after going through all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what makes you a champion. And tell me, uh,
Mm.
most people fear boxing, especially ladies. How do you handle your fears in the ring, especially when you face other tough ladies?
Okay, for me, I always say to myself, within the ring, we have 3 stairs, whereby every time I go to participate in a tournament or I enter into the ring, I always say these 3 words: God, in your hands I lie. Because I've come to realize that everybody, in each and everything that he does, they pray the same God, whereby it's always better or good to say, let his will be done. That's what I can tell you.
So you always put God first. Spiritually, you are strong.
In everything, I make him to be my first priority.
It's important to be physically, spiritually, and mentally strong.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes experience negative talk before, during, or after with your teammates, friends, family members, colleagues, and how do you handle that?
It's been so difficult to me, but before I couldn't share, because I came to find out that the people whom you keep close and share them with their problems, when you go out or when you quarrel or you cross each other within a small thing, you will end up finding it into other people talking about it. So I decided to keep them for myself, but it came a time that the more I kept in the boxing family, I came to separate and know the people whom I can share my problems with and the people whom I cannot share with. So at the moment, I at least have some 2 or 3, but not athletes, coaches, whom after seeing one problem, I saw that even his colleague don't know the problem that to him. That's where I decided to settle. Have something itching me, I can take him up to him. He had advice face me with advice. Then I, at least at the moment, I'm happy that I can speak out.
And when people say bad things about you, how do you handle that?
Okay, before it used to destroy me physically and mentally, but nowadays in boxing is compared into real in, because in boxing, once you are given out or you are punched and knocked down, you are counted 10 times. On the things up, wipe up and continue if you know what you want. So into real life, whatever depending on whatever that I've gone through, I came to realize that whatever happened to me, you can never change. Rise up and continue. That's what made me to continue in boxing, because they go with real life like this one, toe to toe.
That's very, 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 very profound. Even though it didn't come out clearly, your line was breaking, but I can repeat what you said. You said whatever you've learned in boxing is that when you're punched, when you're knocked down,
Yeah.
the referee will count for you up to 8.
Yeah.
If you want to continue, you wipe your gloves and continue, which is similarly to how
Yeah.
life treats
Yeah.
us sometimes. Stuff comes,
Yes.
knocks you down, and if you want to continue, just wake up, and continue with your life, not looking back or feeling bad about what has happened. Because stuff happens to everyone, but it depends on how you take it. If you take it positively
Yeah.
as one of those things that happens to people, then you are able to move on. That is very profound, and I like that analogy. Yeah, how you've
Thank
compared
you.
being knocked down in the ring and how life can sometimes knock you down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It's people who don't box can't understand how someone is knocked down and they wake up and continue.
Yeah.
You must have a lot of courage.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you tell
It's
yourself once you've been knocked out? Don't you fear that you'll be knocked down again, or what keeps you going
okay
after
for
being knocked down?
in real life or in boxing.
In the ring now.
Okay, in the ring, maybe when I'm defeated, but my weight category is very difficult to find someone being knocked down.
It's just on point.
Uh,
So you've never
yeah,
knocked
on
down
point.
anybody?
No, it's very
Uh,
difficult.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
do you how do you plan your game? How do you plan your game? I know sometimes you study your opponents. So how do you craft a strategy to overcome your opponents? Is there anything that is a secret to you that if I do this, then the opponent will have a tough time maybe dealing or handling you?
Okay, what I can say, if it's about, we always talk after the draw is out, because in amateur, you don't know whom you are going to meet. It is not like professional. So once the draw is out, then that is the work of the coaches. Because for me, if I decide going to Google, it destroys me mentally. So I always prefer another person to go. Neither don't tell me what ranks or whatever that he's holding or she is holding. I always believe that while I'm in the ring, the first bout or the first minute, when I'll be back in my corner after the 3 minutes, that is when the coach now will tell me how to better handle my opponent. But I cannot make the strategy. When you make the strategy before entering into the ring, you will find out everything is foolish.
That if you make a strategy, you can find.
Yeah, you will find out it. That one will be like in school. I can't remember how we used to cramming.
Oh, you cram for exams, you need a question that you did cram for.
Yeah.
And you get to panic more.
Yeah. So for me, I always say
Uh,
she is better in her country. I'm also better in my country. So the ring is the one that will decide, and my cornermen are the most people who will help me to win the game. Yeah.
okay, that now also leads me to this question on how do you balance listening to the corner, the coaches at the corner,
Mm.
and monitoring your opponent?
Okay. As boxers, what we do, your ears are the ones that listens.
Mm,
Because if you decide to turn, you can meet with a punch that will put you down. So your ears are the ones that listens. Even if you are punching, ears are the ones that you should give the coach while you continue punching.
okay, so it's
Yeah,
just paying attention, keeping your
yeah,
eye focus and your ears to the corner. And
yes.
and sometimes blow do comes in do rain on you. How do you listen when somebody's busy punching you?
it is it becomes a challenge, but there
Mm.
is a time that we cannot all be winners.
Yes,
After all, there must be a winner.
yes,
And to me, I have believed that it is not a loser, but it is a learning process.
yes.
So once you lose, you have not lose, you learn. Whereby now you should, as I can say, Sugare sends you your video while you are playing. So
Mm,
you sit down as an
mm,
elite, you decide analyzing what made me, or sometimes you call a coach to tell you
mm,
what made you to lose this game, 1, 2, 3. Then now
mm.
you begin rectifying your mistakes due to the assistance of the coaches.
So it's always a learning process.
Yeah.
And it's good to have a positive mind. The way you put it is very clear that not everybody will win.
Yes.
Yeah. You lose, pick up your lessons and try and work on your weaknesses so that next time you do better. Uh,
Yeah.
at one point, I was watching the boxing matches, and it's sometimes very confusing how the referees score or rather judge. Yeah,
Mm,
because
mm,
from a fan who is not a boxer will always make a
mm,
mistake. We always think or feel that somebody has won, but when the referees finally make the decisions,
mm.
you're surprised. How do you ensure that you score your points in a way that the referees, not the fans, the referees are able to see and count them clearly? Because I think sometimes there's a confusion when people are just throwing punches up and down.
Mm,
I believe even the judges are sometimes confused. So how do you ensure
mm.
that? How do you ensure that your punches? I mean, you score you score your points in a way that everyone or the judges will clearly see them, so that they do not deny you a point that you earned rightfully.
Eh, That one for me is also difficult because even me as an athlete, sometimes I get confused. But
Mm-hmm.
for what I believe, each and every tournament that we go with the coaches, as they sit in the technical meetings,
Mm-hmm.
those are the things that they ask. So when they come back to us, they tell us maybe your punches should be clear, but some bouts you may see the punches being clear and you see the athlete being denied. Whereby for me, I cannot make an accomplishment to that one. It also confuses me as an athlete when it
But
comes to boxing.
so do you? There are always five judges, right,
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
ringside,
yeah.
and I believe they always go by the majority, 3 out of 2.
Hmm.
That way, the five can compromise against you. Do you think they can like be just against you and not give you points when you clearly earned the points? And is there anyone to
Yeah.
query? Is there anyone to query their judgment or to see how they scored the points?
Okay. For inquiry, I think before I had that, there must be a petition.
Hmm.
But for the 5 judges, mostly like us athletes, if you play with someone who is more ranked, majority goes with the name, whereby it also sometimes becomes a challenge. That's what I can tell you for now.
Yeah, so when you're playing somebody who is ranked, you have to be very careful.
Yeah, you have to be very careful.
But you mentioned that when you're going to the ring, you don't want to get to understand the ranking of the person, you know. You just want to face them in the field. So, but you see, that forms part of your strategy. If you know they're ranked, so that makes you to be
Mhm.
very careful on how you're going to score your points or how you're going to move in the ring.
Okay, for that one, we are always taught after the bout, because
Okay.
I can remember it was in 2016.
Mm.
I was also there in the qualifiers for 2016,
Okay.
whereby I played with a Nigerian.
Mm.
But during those days, Benson Gisharu was within the team.
Mm.
He waited until when I finished. That is when he later on told me that this is an All-African game, silver medalist. So it was a split decision whereby she was given, but he told me after the bout, not
After the
within the
bout.
bout. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, sometimes you can get a very, very good opponent or a very, very tough opponent who
Mm.
will punish you.
Yeah.
Within that 3 minutes, you just wish it could end, you know.
Yeah.
So when you face such situations in the ring, what do you tell yourself and how do you handle such, tough encounters? Because you have to finish, you can't run away, you can't turn your back. Yeah.
Mm.
You have to
Mm.
finish. What do you tell yourself to keep you going and, until the time is over?
Okay. For what I always tell myself is that at that moment, I say that I know it's like I've met a champion
Hmm.
who is best. So to beat a champion, to be a champion, you have to beat a champion. Whereby when it comes to such moments, for mine, let me be sincere. Let me play. At least I finished the bout. Because there are some boxers who are best that you cannot outsmart them. That's what I tell myself. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's yeah. You see, sometimes you watch a match and you can just obviously see that the other person is better or is good, is
Yeah.
punishing the other opponent. But if you do not have a tough, if you're not tough mentally, I think you can either be knocked out or your coaches will throw in the towel just to
Yes.
save you from maybe further
The
punishment.
punishment. Yes.
Yeah, and but I've seen some cases where a coach throws in a towel and an athlete protests that I'm okay, but if you look at it, even a fan can see that he's being, he can easily get injured. And I believe that is the work of the referee to ensure that an athlete is safe. Yeah, and that's why they
Yes.
stop and count for you. Yeah, not let
Yes.
somebody hit you and hit you continuously that can cause injury or damage. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Have you ever had a moment where an athlete blamed a coach for not having thrown in a towel when things were getting rougher and tougher?
That one, that one is for the team. That one you need to ask the coaches, not me.
You're not even from Kenya or anywhere in the world, because the coach is there to
Anywhere in the
protect
world,
you.
I don't know.
Yeah?
In the world, I don't know. I know within Kenya, but that is, I'm not in that position to talk about.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you say fighting whenever you fight, you take it as a learning process or a learning and an opportunity to learn. Is
Yes.
there anything you've learned in the ring that you've used outside the ring in a good or a
Mm,
bad situation to
mm,
to solve a bad or a good situation? Anything you learned in the ring, yeah,
mm.
helped you outside the ring to solve a good or a bad situation, and probably if you can highlight what it was.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. This is whereby when I lose within the ring,
Mm.
to me it is a learning process, or I can say that is what is called an experience. So
Mm.
into my real life, there was a time that I was in a situation that I lost everything, whereby I had used the money that I've been getting when I go for the tournaments. But
Mm.
I decided to tell myself that in the ring, when I lose, I decided to go and work more harder, whereby whatever has happened unto me, that is not the end of life.
Mm.
I need to
Sorry,
stand up
sorry,
better in whatever second. Oh, you
sorry.
didn't get me?
It's yeah, the network. Yeah,
It's
you
breaking.
maybe you start from when you lose in the ring.
Okay, when I lose my bout within the ring,
Mm.
taught me a lot of things, because in the life that we are living in, there are many challenges that we face. So in my real life, before I went for 2020 Olympics, I was in a situation that if it was not whatever I've learned within the ring, I wouldn't be able to hold or even to participate within the Olympics, because it was bitter. At least at the moment, I can talk about it. It was my money that I had invested somewhere. Then something just happened, and it happened that I have lost whatever that I've been investing. But I stood to myself and said, when I lose in the ring, I go back to the gym, work on my mistakes, and go back. When I go back stronger. So I decided that whatever I've lost, that is not the end of life. As long as still God is still has given me the strength and energy, and I still have got my two hands, I will work more harder and compensate whatever that I have lost. So that is what has been putting me to be comparison within the ring.
So that is the spirit of fighting, not giving up, despite
Yes,
whatever challenge that comes before you. And
yes,
that is very wise of you, and very positive to any
yeah,
person who wants to make it in life. Life throws challenges to us, and people have lost worst things. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
even big monies and buildings and many things. If you're
yes,
not positive, uh, you maybe end up, in a grave somewhere if you do not have a strong mind. But I like the way you
yeah,
use your boxing and your real life as a person. So
yes,
that's so sad when you mentioned that you lost most of your savings. I was just about to ask you that
mm,
in your experience in boxing or in your time in boxing, if
mm,
you feel that you have achieved something that you can be
mm.
proud about. Yeah.
Pardon?
Um, I was just asking if uh, in the time you've been in boxing, do you
Yeah,
think do you feel that you have achieved something for yourself?
yeah. For me, I believe I've achieved a lot. Not even I've achieved a lot.
You have achieved a lot. And you have
Yes.
a plan for retirement. Because one day you will stop. It will reach a time when
Yeah,
you no longer go to the ring.
that is it. We are
Yeah.
always taught that in
Mm,
everything there is entry and exit.
sure, sure. Yeah, most people
Yeah.
tend to forget that there is an exit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only in sports, even in employment or even in, but it's good when you, as an athlete or as a person, you know that at one point you'll have to move to
Mm,
the next stage. And being an athlete, you may not be in a
yeah.
position to continue fighting. So it's always good
Yeah.
to have a plan for the next stage of your life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. And talk to your fellow athletes also to have the same mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ones that are looking up to you so that they're not disappointed. We've seen this happens a lot, quite a lot.
Mm,
People sometimes misuse whatever they earn, and then later
mm,
on, when life gets tough, they start complaining that, oh, the government didn't help us, oh, the government is not helping me, you know.
yeah.
But whenever you go for a tournament, I believe you are given whatever is due to you, and it's good to
Mm,
plan for it. Yeah,
yes.
so that when it reaches a point, when it reaches a time when you no longer participate, you
Mm,
have something to, for yourself. Your lights are off.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's dark. Okay. Um,
Let me open the door.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
We
it's
are about to
better.
finish. Ah, that's better.
Yeah.
That's a little bit better.
Mm.
Is there any advice you can give Christine looking back 10 years ago, or to anyone who would like to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah. Okay. For me, what I can say is that
Mm,
my background hasn't been good.
uh,
And if you have a mission and a vision, it doesn't matter where you are coming from. It will depend on you in whatever you want in life. For me, I can say, mostly I like talking to the young girls
mm,
who got children at the teenage, because I believe due to the experience that I've endured, they are the most people that face a lot of problems, mostly in the slums that we live. Whereby I always tell them that it doesn't matter for whatever you have faced, neither can you change your past, but you should focus and know whatever you want in life, because nothing comes on a silver plate and nothing is found easy, and no man or woman is limit. So never neglect yourself, never care whatever people are talking or people are saying. Know what you want within your life, and in all of all, make God to be your first priority, and all will be well. That's what I can tell them.
okay, so the most important thing is to know what you want and keep your focus. And also, don't forget God.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
also have a vision, a mission, and a goal.
All right. Yeah, that's quite wise. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And sometimes people just take things for granted. Having a goal is
Mm,
very key in anybody's life or success in life. Because if you don't
yeah.
know what you're aiming for or going for, then it
Mm,
becomes difficult to plan or difficult to know what to do or what not to do for you to achieve whatever you
yeah.
want to achieve.
Yes.
So maybe this might not be quite in your maybe in your ability to explain, but maybe you can try
Mm.
about coaching in Kenya. What do you think about coaching in Kenya?
In unboxing or everything.
Everything, boxing included. You've been coached. You played. you are in acrobatics. Just generally, what do you think about coaching? Is there anything that is good or bad about it, or that can be improved?
Okay. For that one, I have no clue.
You have a clue. The reason why I'm asking,
I know the reason why you're asking, because at least I've been in that field for a long time.
yeah, and the other reason why I'm asking,
Uh,
as you move towards retirement, you may want to be a coach
mm,
or a referee.
mhm,
Yeah,
mm,
so if you don't understand, or if you've not taken a keen look at how the coaching profession is in Kenya,
mm,
it's good to to try and understand, because you might, I don't know what your plans are when you retire, but coaching is an option. Is coaching an option for
mhm.
you? Would you like to
I
be?
I can't promise at the moment,
Yeah. Okay.
because I remember it was last. I
Huh?
can't explain at the moment.
Okay.
I
Okay.
will I will know it after transition.
When you transition. Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
it's okay. It will
Mm.
distract you when you start thinking about it now. But let me ask you this,
Mm-mm,
huh?
it didn't disturb me.
Uh,
Mm,
with your experience in sports or in boxing,
yeah. Mm,
you've been boxing for like 12 years now or more,
mm. Not more.
not more.
12.
Uh,
Mm.
yeah, if you are given opportunity to talk to probably the CS, the sports minister, is there any advice that you would want to, pass to him
Mm.
about sports in Kenya?
Yeah.
If you are given that opportunity, what would you tell him?
Okay. For me personally, let me talk about boxing,
Mm,
because when it comes to football or acrobatic,
mm,
I took only a short duration. But for boxing, I've been in for a long time.
mm,
Okay. On myself, due to the last month experience that I got to Cuba, it's
mm,
that while you are in the national team, one, it's not like us Kenya. While you're in the national team, after the outside tournament, outside your country, when you come back, we go back to our roots. But for within them, once you are in a national team, after a tournament, you go back to the camp, whereby for them it is so easier than some of us, because when you go back to the roots, there is no way that you can tell a coach, this time I have learned like this, like this. The coach will start telling you that you have grown, you have grown old. So instead of going up, you now again begin. There is, I mean, you can't use that experience. Whereby again, once we meet again in the camp,
mm,
the
mm.
coach cannot pick up from wherever he or she left us. He begin again from step one, because we are departed, whereby each and everyone goes back to wherever or whatever he has been being taught. So that is what I
Mm.
can say for the CS at least. And then for Cuba to be at the top, it is not that they have the better facilities. We are even better than them. But whatever they have is what they use. That is what I can say.
So if I got you correctly, if I got you right, you mentioned that for you to do well, you have to
Mm,
be continuously at camp.
mm,
After
yeah.
tournament, you don't break, you go back to camp and continue.
Yes.
And then you mentioned also that Cubans are not better in skills, but because of the
No,
way
in facilities. In facilities.
they're not better in facilities.
Yeah, but they are using whatever they have. Yeah.
So the difference is just camping, staying at camp, and continuous learning.
And continuous learning, whereby we also, again, whatever I got there is that they also have the youth, whereby the seniors are within the camp, while the youth come off from the school, they also again camp, whereby you see there is no this range that when the seniors exit, there won't be that big range of covering up like us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a continuous program, youth programs. Okay.
Yeah.
I get you. Now, before I let you go, maybe 2 or 3 more questions.
Yeah.
Is there any in your boxing career so far? Is there any memorable moment? Is there any moment, good or bad, that you can never forget?
Yes. Do I
What
say
was it?
both good and bad, or I should choose one?
Whatever you can't forget and what you learned out of it.
Okay. The bad one was when I went my first fight. It was in China. I had never gone for another tournament, which was 2012. When I came back, there was a coach who told me in my eyes, he was my coach, that at least we were the same weight category with my colleague, which I cannot mention her name. But my coach faced me and told me that if it was so and so, she would have performed more better than you. So that thing, even sometimes when I see it, I ask myself, why was he that mean to me? Because I believe him as my coach could have motivated me more, because that was my first tournament going outside the country. That was my saddest day, that I can tell you.
Yeah, I can feel you. I can feel you. The person that you thought had your back was the one who was telling you, dismissing you.
Yes.
Okay. But I believe you qualified, or you were just
Yeah.
picked. You defeated your
No,
opponent and made it to the team. I believe that could
yeah.
have made you more comfortable, because you're not just given, just handed over the slot, but you earned it.
Yeah. And that
Okay.
is one of my best memories, qualifying for Olympics.
Okay. Qualifying for
Yeah.
Olympics. And
Yeah.
I know everybody wants to be at the Olympics in whatever capacity. And I know everyone is working hard. I can only wish you
Yeah.
well, and, and luck, so that
Thank
you
you.
make it.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, 2
Maybe
times.
you want to be the 2-time Olympian, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can. Nothing is impossible, huh?
Yeah.
Before we finish, your teammates call you mommy, and
Yeah.
I know there are ladies who are older than you in the team. Why do they call you mommy? Yeah. Why do they call you mommy?
Okay.
Your
Mommy
nickname.
is from my mama. That is my name, because I was the last born. Now my
Okay.
mother is the one who gave me that name, Mommy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Okay. Do you have anything that you feel you need to say before we close? Or that I've missed any accomplishment, any achievement, anything that you've done that I've not highlighted?
Okay, for me, what I can say is that while you are in this field, not only boxing, while you are an athlete, there is no amount of money and little amount of money. Any money is money, be it small or large amount of money. So be wise and make use of it well, because you will never be a champion forever. As we are taught by our coaches that in each and everything that you do, there is entry and exit. And in the church, we are also told that, not in the church, there this say that says that your children are no longer your investment. So be wise, invest in yourself. While you exit, you won't see life to be difficult. Things will be normal. And in everything that you do, be always ready to transit, because mostly we athletes, that is where the problem comes. I'm used to be called with the social media, but now when you exit, you wait those moments, and now mentally they begin to affect you. So we should be ready for anything and ready to be prepared, so that it may not affect you later, and so that we always may not be used as the bad examples that are mostly used, mostly within my sports. That don't be like Nani. That's what I can tell them.
That's quite a lot of wisdom there from you. And
Yeah,
I want to thank you so much for your time. I've really learned a lot from you. Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yes, I've really learned a lot from you, and I believe others will also learn from you, because the lessons
Yep.
that some of the life lessons or skills that you highlighted in this
Yes.
at this moment are very profound. And
Okay.
I really don't have much to say at the moment, but to keep on wishing you well. I know you have
Thank,
tournament, and
yeah.
mostly that you may qualify for the next Olympics, so that you be the first Kenyan female boxer to qualify for Olympics twice, right?
Yeah, in boxing.
In boxing, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and I wish you well, and thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Yes, we'll
Thank
keep
you.
in touch.
Okay.
Asante sana, nimeshukuru.
Aya, karibu.
Okay.